We are not on vacation. We are in the playoffs. And the playoffs start this week, baby. We are back for the deepest we've ever gone. This is amazing. The Raiders pulled it out, as you saw in the highlights. Tremendous. We are in the playoffs. Derek Carr is in the playoffs. Haters, go lay down and go to sleep because this is not your time. It's our time down here.
Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
It's our time. Okay? So guess what? Going to Cincinnati.
Can I interject just one thing quickly?
Go ahead, Tiger King.
Did you almost shit your pants when the guy caught the ball in overtime and it looked like he was going to run into the end zone to end the game?
No, my pants was off at that moment. My pants are off. Pants off, depends on, okay? Listen, pants off, depends on, okay? That was the most amazing winning game we've ever seen. And how fitting was it? Come on, you gotta admit that was amazing.
That was a great
I'm going to
game.
give you guys. I'd like to go first because I do give you guys a little bit of the business and say that I was predicting the Chargers to win, and then I had to wait for a non-tie, which in the first time in history, I had to root for two teams not to shake each other's hands and say, let's both go in. And if you did that, I think it brings some legacy of the AFC West down. I don't see the Steelers and the Bengals or the Browns or the Ravens saying, let's both go into the playoffs. Ooh, yeah. No, you got to beat your opponent. And I liked what the Raiders did. I liked that they helped us get into the playoffs because the Chargers were playing for a tie, which is so California. So I owe the Raiders a lot of help because my Steelers are in because of the damn Las Vegas Raiders. So thank you very much, Raider Nation. I will give you your adieu.
Right. Cut to the clip of Big Ben wearing that Raider helmet. Right? Now listen, that was unprecedented. And everybody thought we'd be big wimps and lay down and take the tie. You freaking kidding me? Just win, baby! Do you think we're going to play for the tie? You stupid coach, the boy blunder, calling timeout like a dummy.
Wanted to make sure that we got our
They blew the game.
there, and we obviously didn't execute well enough. But
that's what you get, Chargers. That's what you get. Okay.
What a waste of talent the Chargers have because throughout this year they've blown games against Kansas City and now Las Vegas by going for it on fourth down in times where they didn't need to. Unbelievably bad coaching.
Herbert's under center. Here's Eckler. He's in the backfield. He didn't get it. Raider football.
That's right. Guess what? Sometimes you outthink yourself, don't you? Sometimes you outthink yourself. So there you go. So now guess what? The Raiders are poised, as Joe predicted, to be the hottest team heading into the playoffs. Rattling off four straight wins against playoff teams, mind you. So now we head into this big matchup. It's going to be cold. That's why I'm all bundled up. If you notice, there's what are you cold over there? No, I'm all bundled up for the game. So what do you guys think? Big game. What do you think? Who could win?
I think we can totally win. I think, well, let me get back to the Charger game. You know, I was just looking back at it, watching NFL Network, watching the highlight, watching the replay, NFL Network saying that is the best regular season game probably in the history of the NFL on a win or go home either team. And that's not me. That's not a Raider fan talking. That is the NFL Network analyst talking that it was just such a great game. But it was a great game. It was a great game. I'm actually happy that we didn't tie, obviously. I'm happy we won because I'm happy to see John in the playoffs. I'm happy to see the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs too because he's part of our crew. So
keep him in the game.
And what would make me even more happier is that if we see Pittsburgh Steelers again at the AFC Championship in Allegiant Stadium.
Yes.
You know, that could easily happen. So
that's the path to Super Bowl.
Yep. So
Got to go in, got to take care of business in KC, John. What do you say? You guys have any chance? I don't think so. You
Yeah,
got your
well,
damn doors blown off last time.
they did. And let me remind you, in 2005, they got their doors blown off by Indianapolis. Went back into Indianapolis in the wild card as the sixth team, and they beat Indianapolis, went on to win the Super Bowl that year, Ben's first Super Bowl. That is a statistical fact, my friend. I have a picture of our man, Patrick Mahomes, wearing an all Hunts outfit and holding up the Hunts ketchup sign as to troll the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it's a bad omen. I think Kansas City is a better team by 10 points all day long. They can run the ball. They'll take dumps and dives. But I think they have bad juju coming their way.
and by the way, Juju's going to be playing too at the same time. But
He
I will
could be.
I will say, thinking about the KC game and the Pittsburgh Steelers game, and we'll talk about that before we get into the varsity teams. But you think Pittsburgh? I got them. I'm picking them this week as the major upset of the probably the entire playoffs. I can tell you right now, you're going to bet Pittsburgh if you're a betting guy, because there's no freaking way that they're losing by more than 12.5 points. Okay, there's no way. And the fact that they got blown out in the first game is probably better for Pittsburgh, because Kansas City's going to come out and think they're going to blow them out again, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a close game now. Whether Pittsburgh wins or loses, I have them in an upset. But I would, if you're a betting person, you got to take Pittsburgh and the 12.5 points.
All right, enough. I don't hear about Pittsburgh no more. That's it.
Right.
I want to get to Raider Joe Jr. I want to get to his thoughts about last week's game. Come on, brother, get in there.
Last week's game was it was a great game. It was just super tense. Our
I was over there shitting bricks. Are you kidding me?
I was definitely shitting bricks, but it was a really good game. I honestly thought we were gonna tie, and I was glad we did it, because now we have the number 5 seed instead of taking that number 7 seed.
Yeah.
And that's big. Yeah.
Yeah, because we could be playing Kansas City right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how that would go.
That would have been dumb.
Yeah,
What about Mike? Where's Magic Mike?
I mean, I was watching that game, of course, like you guys were, pins and needles.
We were texting the whole damn time.
Yeah, we have a little text message thread, and we were like, we're very critical when things go bad, and when things go good, we're like, amen. I just thought the Raiders did a very good job collectively. The Chargers were favored, and I felt like there was a little bit of back and forth, but I felt like we pretty much controlled the game for the most part. And then, all credit. I got to be if I'm going to be here talking about football, I got to be a real analyst, right? Yeah. All credit to John's man crush over there, Justin Herbert, because it almost seems like he single-handedly, overcame insurmountable odds to put us into overtime. And then, hey, we did it. Bottom line is, we're no stranger to this season. We have been doing this. These heartbreak games, heart attack games, these, what do you call it? These walk-off games, these overtime games. It's starting to become normal for us now. We're learning how to win. We're learning how to win big in the
battle
biggest
tested,
game.
my brother.
Battle tested.
Like you guys, like all you vets. Battle
about that. I spoke about that earlier, right? The Raiders are now battle tested. We've been there. So, and as far as, to the point where, we weren't going to go out like that, or we were going to go out like that.
We ain't going out like that.
You can say what you want, John, about, the Steelers wouldn't have, or the Browns wouldn't have, or whatever, the AFC.
He knows the Raiders is better than
Bottom
Steelers.
line is, then they don't want to win. Any way we can get into postseason, there's no moral victories here, okay? So
All right,
I think
hold
that
on. Your analysis is beautiful right now, Mike. I just want to pump the brakes and ask one question to John. Right now, John, who's better, Steelers or Raiders?
Well,
Quick.
the Raiders are a better team. They can stop the run a lot better. They can stop the run a lot better. It's amazing to me that the Steelers have all these pieces on defense.
Okay, that's it. Back to Mike.
And they can't stop the run. The Raiders can stop the run.
Anyways, back to Mike.
Yeah, but anyways, it was just a phenomenal game. It was funny, man. After the game, my wife was like, all right, because we're all kind of going through the bugs, here, everybody's getting sick over here. I was sick last week during our not broadcasting, our recording.
Oh, yeah.
I gave it to my wife. Now she's sick. So we're all kind of like under the weather over here. She wanted to go to bed pretty much right after the game, dude. I was jittery. My heart was pumping still. I could not go to freaking sleep that night, dude. It was great, but I do want to set expectations, right? We need to utilize some expectation management here. We are clowned year after year because, when we win, we celebrate, right? We get into the playoffs, and I'm hearing it all day long from my buddies like, oh, Raiders in the Super Bowl, Raiders win the Super Bowl, So it's a good thing. It feels good to get into postseason, but I want to stay grounded here and say, hey, we enjoyed that game. It was great for football in general, not just Raider fans. Steeler fans obviously enjoyed the outcome, but it was just good for football all the way around. It was a great nail biter.
Yeah, I still want to know. The Raiders, Carr wanted to win the game. Obviously, the quarterback's out there. The players wanted to win the game. But the coaching staff and the play calling at the end of the game seemed very conservative, that they were totally fine with tying to get a seventh seed. And I still think, like, you got to know who you're going to play, and you have a better chance.
John, but you're absolutely right. But, okay, at a certain point, you're not really in field goal range, right? So what are you stacking that up against? You're stacking that up against, we could get another first down, we could kick the field goal, we could get it blocked, they could return, and we could lose the game. What do you want to do? Give yourself a chance and play the number 2 seed, or do you want to not be there? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking at, and I think most coaches would have looked at that. And I'm telling you right now, I think we would have went ahead and taken it in, and just both of us went into postseason just to get there, if it were not for that timeout call by the head coach of the Chargers. I think he made a crucial mistake, and Pittsburgh Steelers community, they are the benefactors.
Well, the media is going off on Staley.
But okay, Carr was on fire in overtime. So tell him, don't throw an interception and get us in field goal range. I don't know. I just think he could have done it.
Josh Jacobs was on fire. I love Carr, but Josh Jacobs was on
and Josh Jacobs got the
fire.
Josh Jacobs saved the Pittsburgh Steelers season with that first down. It was amazing. It was
Josh
awesome.
Jacobs was the Kenley Jansen of the season. He closed it. Closed you down.
That dude put it into a different gear. And he told the offensive coordinator, like, dude, go to me, we got this, watch me now. And he did. I mean, he was in another gear. I don't know what gear that was, but that's six. Was that 6th gear? I don't know what gear that was, but that was phenomenal, dude.
We're gonna need that again this week too.
He is
also our running backs have stepped up. Jalen Richard as well. He's been.
Oh my God! That's
okay. So down. Here's the other thing I want to say. Raider Earn, if you could please, I don't know, I don't pay attention to the wire like I do the Steelers wire. How many players got hurt in that game, and are they playing this week against the Bengals?
Raiders. Okay, listen. Raiders lost Phylon. Phylon was the guy that stopped the play. I'm going to play it again right now.
Herbert's under center. Here's Eckler. He's in the backfield. He didn't get it. Raider football. Raider football at the 15-yard line. The riverboat gambler rolls snake eyes, baby. That can happen in life.
He stopped the play on fourth down. On fourth down at the 20 over the 18-yard line. Staley and numbnuts. Nobody does that. Okay, Phylon was the guy that stopped that. He had a great game. He's out. IR. He's done.
Everybody else is in though. Everybody else
in. Except, we were happy because we heard Nicholas Morrow was coming back. He's not going to make it to this game, but he'll be for the next game if we make it. Guys, if we win this game, we're 2 games from the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But, man, how freaking exciting.
So excited! So excited!
Plus, we're rolling into this game with the
How
good
crazy
chance.
is it? How crazy is it that the Raiders could host those Steelers they led into the playoffs?
Yeah.
Didn't I say?
Awesome.
See you in the playoffs. Remember that?
How crazy is it? It could
Didn't I
happen.
say? See you in the
It's about
playoffs.
This much of a chance, but it could happen.
Hey,
We'll take that.
I mean, you had that much of a chance of making the playoffs.
I don't know.
You guys need to take care of business. Beat those Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to
Take
get them
care of
out of here. Get them out of here. Get them out of here.
And here's my now looking at the 7 playoff teams in the AFC West. I think the Chiefs right now are playing better than anybody. Okay.
Yep.
Even though they're not the number 1 seed, I would take the Chiefs as the best AFC team in the playoffs right now. If Pittsburgh beats the Kansas City Chiefs this Sunday or Saturday, you play Sunday. If that happens, the AFC, man, there is such a toss-up. I can't even think. It's going to be a crazy shootout, man. It's going to be.
Bro, imagine AFC Championship against Tennessee.
I know the Steelers have to go to Tennessee, and then the Raiders would go to the number
Buffalo
3
or
seed
New
or
England.
4.
Buffalo
or New England.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of variables.
It could happen. I mean, look, this is why we're in the playoffs, right? This is why we wanted to get there, because anything can happen in the playoffs. You get to the dance, you start dancing, you get hot, and all of a sudden we're in the AFC Championship, going to the Super Bowl. I mean, look, I'm a Raider fan, so obviously I'm going to have my be rooting for the Raiders to go. But the AFC has been so wide open all year that it wouldn't surprise me if Pittsburgh Steelers go to the Super Bowl this year.
That would really surprise me.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I'm saying though. It's like the lowest seed in the playoffs is Pittsburgh Steelers. It would be surprising, but it wouldn't be a complete shock if they make it. Like the NFC. If Philadelphia Eagles make it past the first half against Tampa Bay, that's going to be a shocker. Like they're not winning that game. They clearly should not be in the playoffs.
So the other crazy thing is, how insane is it?
Crazy, insane, crazy.
That the Jacksonville Jaguars have beaten the Colts 7 years in a row in Jacksonville. 7 years in a row. That's one of their Super Bowl wins of the year. And the Colts look like an amazing team. The Raiders found something, and the Jags just kept hitting on that same button. And Carson Wentz, turns out he's not very good.
That's a good point. All right, let's preview this game before we get out of time. Raiders versus Bengals. First game was a close game. It was not a big blowout like the score looks like. Until the fourth quarter, it was a 3-point game until things got out of hand. What do you guys think? We're playing in the cold. That's why I'm all bundled up. Who's going to win this game and why?
The Las Vegas Raiders are going to win this game.
Let's go.
We are
convinced
top notch when it comes to deep pass coverage, man coverage. The Raiders are very, very capable of keeping Burrow's deep passes to a minimum. And they're also really good against stopping the run. So Joe Mixon, and then we also need to cover Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, who is
T. Higgins a little banged up, by the way.
Yeah, he is. I think he did limited practice today.
Limited
practice.
Limited. Okay.
I think
And
that-
get
Who
more
else wants to
interceptions.
jump
We need to get more interceptions.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game. Right now you got Cincinnati favored by 5. The starting line was 6.5, so it's going down. Vegas has seen something, but
I saw 5.5 on MGM.
yeah,
The MGM.
if you take a look at the last game, it's hard to look at the last game because I think both teams are totally different teams. But we did hold Burrow to his lowest pass total of the entire season, 145 yards. But he's coming up. I mean, I tell you right now, you think about the hottest team in the league right now. It's between us and between Cincinnati. Cincinnati lost the last game, but they were coming off a 4-game winning streak and then won the division, rested their players. So they're a different team. It's going to be a great game to watch. Like Lil Joe said, we got to continue to stop the run, force Burrow to pass, and win the turnover battle. Something that we kind of hit and miss on creating turnovers this year. So we're going to need some. It's going to be cold, so we got to control the clock. Josh Jacobs got to come to play because we're going to rely on him in that cold weather to prolong some drives.
We're also going to be relying on Mad Max Crosby.
Get some pressure, baby. We got to get pressure on Burrow.
Cincinnati's line's not too good. What do you think, Mike?
Okay,
Here's
my thing, right? So I had a chance to actually go through the highlights from the earlier in the season, our game against the Bengals, and you're right, it was a lot closer of a game than the final score led you to believe. And I saw some really good things. I saw us pressuring quarterback. I saw some just diversity with Derek Carr. He was targeting Waller a lot, I believe. And my takeaway from that was we were in that game within about 5 minutes or so in the fourth quarter, and then Derek Carr threw an interception, and then I think they scored again on a field goal, and then we got the ball back, and then he got targeted, he got chased down and fumbled from behind on the tackle, and that was lights out. That was a wrap. You guys alluded to it earlier. That was a different Raiders team mentally. A little bit personnel wise, but primarily mentally and spiritually and whatever you want to say, right? That was a different team. This team coming in to Saturday is, from what I saw this last game against Chargers, we're firing off all cylinders, right? Like we're like everybody's jiving. Everybody loves each other. Everybody's doing it for the man and to the left and the right of them. That's why they're doing it, because they want it for them more than they want it for themselves. And that is a key ingredient to success when it comes to sports. So if we are anything close to what we saw against the Chargers, we're going to win this game, and we might even win it convincingly. Man, and if we don't, we're going to die trying, and I'm going to be right there on the battlefield, kind of, in my own living room. I'm going to be there in spirit, man, but hey, it's all about the Raiders, man. This is oh my gosh, this is a team that's been through so much adversity this year, and I think one of the keys to our success is Derek Carr. He's the constant. He's the constant here. He's the constant reminder. He's the constant leader. He's the individual that says, hey, no one's going to feel sorry for us, guys. Yes, head coach gone. Yes, that dude killed someone. Yeah, that dude threatened someone. Yeah, our all-time, father figure gone, right? Like, nah, this dude got to do what this dude now got to do. Nah, nothing's going to affect us. No one's going to feel sorry for us. Of the storm. No one's going to feel. Yep. No one's going to feel sorry for us. No one's going to come to our rescue. There's no more.
Nobody cares.
Life is tough sometimes, and it's not fair, and it doesn't care sometimes. But you're going to hold true to what you believe, and you're going to hold true to who you are, and you're going to be that person, whether it's easy or it's not.
Win on three, 1, 2, 3.
I will remind everybody, the Silver and Black Raider Nation, what they're famous for. Just win, baby.
Just win, baby. And that's what's going to happen on Saturday.
All right. I'm still trying to figure out how we play the latest game on Sunday and then the very first playoff game on Saturday. I still trying to figure out how that works. But
The only thing that worries me the most about this football game is the history of the Raiders and poor performances in cold weather.
Yeah. And it's gonna be cold. The good news is not gonna be snowing. All right.
Yeah, there was going to be a little bit of snow, I think. I saw the weather report, but pretty much it's just going to be chilly, I think. And there's some wind. There's some little bit of wind. And I think Derek Carr will do okay with that. Derek Carr doesn't do good in the wet, the sleet and the rain and the snow. I think we're going to do okay.
Their adrenaline's going to be running so high. The weather's going to be the weather. Let's come to play, baby. Just play your game. Play your game, do your job, know your role, and let's come out with the win.
Oh, I have an
I'm
alibi.
going to interject here and say that
I was going to say, I want to know, John, what do the Bengals got to do to beat the Raiders again?
Listen, the Bengals aren't going to do shit against the Raiders because I will never root for an AFC North team. Let me explain to you something.
We got your back.
You saw up on the screen that Joe Exotic was the Tiger King. And I can validate that you have Derek Exotic Carr going into Cincinnati and taking a little bit of that magic Vegas, Siegfried and Roy, tiger taming Las Vegas Raiders into Cincinnati and is going to whip the ass of the Cincinnati Bengals. Not only is he going to make it so that we will all be out there with our terrible towels in Las Vegas at the AFC Championship game, but Derek Carr is going to tame that little pussy cat and blow the doors off the Cincinnati Bengals. That's my prediction. There's the man, Derek Exotic Carr. That's all you need to know. Derek Exotic Carr.
Look, I think to Mike's point, I think Mike said it earlier. I think it can possibly be a blowout for the Raiders. And when I say a blowout, I say that a 2-touchdown win for the Raiders. I think they're playing on all cylinders right now. They got to keep that mentality and come out.
Anything more than 1 point's a blowout to me.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. I'd like to enjoy a fourth quarter, last 5 minutes of the game a little bit more than I have over the last 7 wins. But hey, if you're 6-0, the Raiders have proven they can win in close games. So being in a close game doesn't normally affect me the way it would in the past. Because in the past it would be, damn, we're close every damn game. We lose every damn game in the last play. Now we're winning those games. So that's a mark of a really good team and a poised team and a team ready to make a run in the playoffs. Because in the playoffs, all you got is close games for the most part, So it's going to be a tough ride.
And we're undefeated when it comes to overtime.
Yep.
Yes. So this is what I'm going to say to wrap it up. I believe fully this. If the Raiders can get 2 turnovers, and we saw that to start the game, if you remember last time we played them, we got that slick sack fumble from Ngakoue, okay? If we can get 1 to 2 turnovers, if we get 2 turnovers, we're going to win this game. Because I'm telling you right now, we have a better running game than them. If you look at Mixon, you may say, oh, Joe Mixon's better than Jacobs right now because he has more yards. Most of his yards come on big games, and most of the time he has short games. If the Raiders, which are a much better run defense team right now, can shut him down and make Burrow one-dimensional, he's got to throw, we're going to get at least 2 turnovers, and we're going to win this game in the cold and shut everybody up again about Carr can't play in the cold, which we've already seen him play in the cold. He beat the freaking Cleveland Browns 2 years in a row in cold, slushy conditions. So that's over with. Forget that. So that's it, and that's that. All right, guys. We're going to wrap it up here. We're done.
Want to talk about our playoff predictions on the other games and who we think is going to win?
Oh, you want to get into that?
I would just say, just for our audience to get an idea and know where they're going to pick on Sunday and Saturday.
Oh, Sure. Okay, go ahead.
So here's what I think. Looking at, and I'll go through mine first. And again, I'm taking the points into consideration. Okay. I got the Raiders winning. I think they're going to win outright, even though they're Cincinnati's favored by 5. I got the New England Patriots beating the Buffalo Bills and covering the spread and winning outright. I think Tampa Bay is going to blow out Philadelphia, cover the spread, and win. Dallas Cowboys are going to win against the Niners. They're favored by 3. they're going to win by more than 3. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers at least covering 12.5. All right. But I wouldn't be shocked if you're going to see a major upset in that game and them winning outright. But there's no way I'm picking Kansas City and 12.5 and giving up 12.5 points. So I got Pittsburgh at least keeping it close. And then when you're a close game in the playoffs, you guys know how that works. A ball bounces the wrong way and you got a winner. So, and then on Monday night, I don't want to, but I do have the Rams beating the Cardinals at a Cardinal home game. So,
wow.
Go.
Anybody want to dispute that?
Yeah, no, I'll go next. I'm not going to go odds. I'm just going to go straight up. Raiders over the Bengals, Bills over the Patriots, Bucks over the Eagles. I got the Niners over the Cowboys. Okay. Rams over the Cardinals, and Chiefs, unfortunately, over the Steelers. But I hope that I'm wrong on that one.
Okay. Anybody else want to go?
I disagree with the Patriots over the Bills, and I also think that the Cardinals will pull it out. They play well against the Rams. The Rams are dysfunctional with all that talent and drama on the sidelines, and I think the Cardinals can get their shit together. But I do like the Dallas Cowboys as my pick of the week to blow out the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow.
The funny thing about the Cowboys, you have to think they're probably the most inconsistent team in the league. They're 6-0 versus their division, but basically a 500 team when they play any other team outside of their division. And I'm not going to say anything about the division because the reality is we lost to the damn Redskins and the Giants. So they beat that. Those should have been two easy wins for us, but they weren't. But the Cowboys beat their division. They just don't play very good outside of their division.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you this. I do believe the Raiders will win. I feel it's a good matchup. I think, honestly, that the Rams will lose. That's my other one. I feel like the Rams are a lock to lose at home. They just don't – their quarterback situation, like John said's a mess. I feel like Tampa will win. I feel like – sorry, Steeler John or Reasonable John, they don't have a chance. The Chiefs are going to win that game. And then I don't even know. Patriots will win because they always win. They're probably cheating. But I want to say this also. I want to give a shout out to our sister Debbie, the grandmother of Raider Joe Jr. and some family friends and people that we love. She passed this week, and I want to dedicate this show and I want to dedicate this win to her and her family. Shout out to David. He's probably very hurting right now, and we just want to say we love you guys and always thinking about you. She was a great person, and God be with her, please. So, hey guys, it's been a great time. We're wrapping it up, man. I can't believe we're going this deep. This is the deepest we've ever been on the SoCal Raider Report, baby. All these years, go back and watch us.
Let's go.
We've got so many great memories, but this is the best. So guess what? We'll be watching the game. We'll be texting live, and we'll be back hopefully for another week of the SoCal Raider Report. God bless y'all. Good night.
Go Raiders. That's right.